Welcome to the Collateral podcast, a product of Collateral Repair Project. CRP is a 501c3 registered nonprofit organization that brings much needed assistance to refugees and victims of war in Amman. I am Jay Booker.
And I'm Manar Zuhairi. This is episode 12 of our series, and it will focus on the Mandaean community in Jordan.
Currently, there are around 751,000 refugees in Jordan coming from different countries, such as Syria, Iraq, Sudan, Somalia, Yemen, and many more. But what is often overlooked is how diverse these countries actually are. So within these national refugee groups in Jordan, we can find a number of minorities fleeing the violence in their country. One of them is the Mandaeans, ethnoreligious groups living mainly in Iraq and Iran. Many people had never heard of this group before. So let's now take a closer look at who they actually are and how is their life in Jordan.
First, we will speak to Yasmin, a Mandaean girl who has been living as a refugee here in Jordan. She will offer some insight into what the Mandaean religion is and how has her life been here.
So thank you for sitting down with me today. Can you tell me about yourself?
I'm from Iraq. I'm here in Jordan since 3 years because I was running from all the bad conditions in Iraq currently and hopefully not going to stay. I'm here migrating. Hopefully I will settle down in one of the countries to provide more settled life so I can continue my education and have a equal life, not like what I'm doing here. Yeah,
sounds good. So what religion are you?
I am Mandaean, and it's not quite familiar with everyone else, whether it was in Jordan or in the world, because we are just a minority. And Mandaeans, we are who follow the oldest religion in the world. We live mostly in Iraq, Ahwaz of Iran, and what's in between. We believe in 5 prophets. The first one is Adam, the second one is Sam, son of Noah, and the third one is Thothar, or Seth. The fourth one is Adres, and the fifth and last one is John the Baptist, Yohanna or Yahya, which he is the one who specified the way religion is today and how to deal with it going forward. Our sacred book is called Ginza Rabba, which means God's treasure. It was handed down from a prophet to the next until it reached John the Baptist, until we received the scriptures. And in recent times, we are heavily persecuted by other people and other groups in the region, and due to the recent persecutions, the Mandaean had to leave their homeland of Iraq and Iran to migrate to different parts of the world, some being in the US, Europe, Australia, and other countries, and still they continue to migrate due to continuous persecutions. And there are 5 main pillars in our religion. The first one is soulness of God, which in Mandaean pronounced Akahi, Akamari, Akamindadhei. The second one, baptism, which is called in Mandaean Musbatta. It consists of baptism in running water, like a river. It's a must. It has a unique ceremonial clothes. The third thing is prayer. Our prayers consist of 2 parts. The first is ablution, where we call it in Mandaean Rishama. And the second part is bracha, consists of reading the Holy Scriptures and ask God for forgiveness for our sins. We must do them 3 times a day. The fourth thing is zadqa in Mandaean, which means that we actively participate in donation to the poor and humanitarian organization, as it was committed in our Holy Scriptures. The fifth and last thing is fasting, where we don't eat meat in any shape or form. Yes, a little different from other religions.
Yeah, that is different.
And we have also holidays and celebrations, as like any other religion. We have 3 main holidays, which are Bronaya, Dihwa Hanina, and Dihwa Rabba. The first one, Bronaya. In this holiday, we celebrate the creation of heavens, and it lasts for 5 days. but it doesn't count towards the Mandaean calendar. By the way, the Mandaean year is made of 12 months, and each month is 30 days, and our holiday is Sunday. The second holiday is Dihwa Rabba, Kenshi Uzahli Mandaean, where we commemorate the creation of hells. And the last one is Dihwa Hanina, where we celebrate the creation of the world of man. We have a ceremony, it's kind of different, called Dihfad Yamana, which is known as the Day of Golden Baptism, in which we baptize 1-month-old children to enter the Mandaean faith. We participated in this ceremony as did our fathers, grandfathers before us, dating back to our Prophet John. Our religious language that we use in our holy scriptures and teaching is Eastern Aramic, Mandaean language. In marriage, we are not allowed to marry outside of the faith due to its being closed on itself, resulting people leaving and not entering, which has caused our numbers to dwindle over time, and our number in recent times all around the world is under 1 million, which puts our culture, religion on the road of extinction. In our religion, when a person is departing on their dying breath, we have to perform the religious rituals, which consist of washing their body and cleanse them with water, changing their clothes into a religious attire so they could rest in peace. And that's like a short of what the religion is.
That's beautiful. You say that you're quite few. How is the Mandaean community here in Jordan?
Well, being us few and we're just settled in Iraq and Ireland, there are no Mandaeans here in Jordan. So it's quite difficult that you have to come explain who you are every time to a Jordanian person. We don't have a worship house just like Christians have church, Jews have like their own place, Muslims have mosques. We don't have that and we're not intending to build one because we're all here immigrants that we want to settle down someday in some places where other groups, huge groups are.
So you want to go somewhere where there's a bigger group of people of the same religion. How do you think that being from such a small religion has affected your experience here? Like, because you see there's a big group of Christian Iraqis and you have a bigger group of Muslims as well who are refugees here, but then there are so few of you. How has that affected your way of integrating and communicating with society?
Well, how it affected? Well, it didn't so much because I feel like I'm so proud and stick to my religion and I want the whole world to know about it. Like, yes, we're here, our prophet was there, it's the oldest, we're still following him, he's alive by this religion, you know? And I respect like all other religions who are there, and I like to, like, I know from them, I give to them informations and like we all worship God. So
you're very open about talking about it and you want to inform people.
Yes, I want to inform people whether we're Arabs or like non-Arabs.
Well, that's very handy because I don't know a lot of people who know about this religion.
Yeah, because we are so few and so closed on self, so it's caused like quite, and maybe even one of the fewest religions. Like we have under million, like few thousands.
Yeah, and now because you mentioned the persecution that you've experienced, how is that situation in Iraq? Can you live freely as a Mandaean there, or are you persecuted as a group?
Yes, definitely not. You can't live freely. Like, they look at you as you have to be Muslim, whether it was in your school, in your work, in your daily life, you have to walk, whether, and not just for Mandaeans, like Christians or other people, you have to walk in the street wearing hijab just like them. You have to do what they do. There are no freedom at all. Like, when they look at you as an alien or a white elephant, as you are different from them. There's no freedom to do anything, or so you have persecution. They just want you to be a Muslim or leave their country.
Do you feel that's a different situation in Jordan? Do you feel like there's more space for religious freedom here?
Yes, kinda. It's right, it's a Muslim country, but I think the laws here are so respectful. People here are more respectful. They want to know more about their religion more than like what Iraqi did to us. That was, Iraq was originally our home before Islam or before any humanity, if you think, Yaman. So, yeah, here more respectful, the laws more respectful, people more respectful. I'm talking in general, like, yeah there are some people who are so strict. But yeah, life in Jordan is kind of better, but it's not the life that we want because not settled down.
Yeah, because you do, you and the other people you know in your religious community here, you want to settle somewhere else. And are you applying for resettlement other places in the world?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Everyone wants to go to whether Europe, mostly Australia, America, Sweden, any places where more groups so we can meet like there.
Yeah, that's understandable. But you see, like, how is your religion perceived here? Do people understand it when you talk about it, or?
Yes, they do understand it because John was mentioned in Quran. Yeah. So I can tell them to relate between what I'm saying and Quran, so they understand it and react to it and ask questions about their religion. They just be like, some of them understand their religion wrong, so they come to me, or like people like me, and be like, yeah, we don't know, not sure, can you explain what is the religion, who do you follow, who do you worship, and stuff like that. And that would give me thrills because they ask me to correct the information for them.
Yeah, that's really cool. So how has your journey here at CRP been?
Well, it's been quite amazing and cool. I met a lot of people and hoping continue meeting nice people just like you and other people.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was quick. I came here through the English classes and continued going to the CRP. It's an amazing place, like a second home.
That's really nice to hear. And now you volunteer as an English teacher here.
Yes, I do. I like teaching people English, hoping that everyone could reach their goal in English, and I help as much as I can volunteering.
Yeah, because your English is very good as well. How was your level of English when you came here?
Well, my English was like the highest level, which here in purple. I just entered, and when I finished the last exam or the last stage, I was asked to be a volunteer for the lower levels, and I would like to help here.
It's very nice. Do you have one place in particular that's like a holy land to you that you consider to be kind of like the epicenter of your religion?
Yeah, like a church for Christians, or
or just like Jerusalem is to quite a few religions.
The place of worship or the house of worship, we call it Mandi in Arabic or Mandaean, and that's a building like wherever, but there's no in Jordan. That's one of the struggles challenges that we struggle from. And a special place like a Jerusalem or something, well, not specific, because we don't sacrifice holy places. Places are not on the ground. We all believe in heaven and stuff. So the earth is doomed after all. So we believe just in heaven. So we don't have a special place except for the worship house, which we go to.
So the closest house of worship here would be in Iraq for you.
Yeah, Iraq, Iran, and when people settle down in places like US, Australia, I told you, Europe, or whatever, they built. But here in Jordan, it's hard to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I believe you. Right. Well, I think maybe that's it, unless there's anything else you'd like to add.
No, thank you.
Yeah? That's perfect. Thank you.
Now here's a glimpse of the language used by the community that Yasmin mentioned. It is a Mandaic Sunday prayer, followed by an interview of the priest reciting it.
بشمي هون دهي ربي السوثة تهويل الديلي بهذا بوثة ادهب شبة والنهور آير قايمنا والنهور ربا ادب زخوافي انا هو من داد هي برني صبتون هي يرور بقد ما يقرت لها بشبه شبيهه ناطره دخيه ادن هوره ومزقي ازنها ترتيبل الآل مهازن اتكلم ود الواثيون بهيري زقه قبل قبيلي بسلو زمه ولقطن لبلطها شربون قنبون وازدهربون وهبلون هي لو إشرارة ادنقمون نزغدون شبيه هيرو المفراي هي زخو ملل من داد هي وهي بشبه النمر لأنا قمزين زنها الترتيب الآن ما هازن اتكلم ود الواثيون إد بهيري زقه قبل قبيلي بسلو زمه إد لا مقر اللي مشي يطيل بإقرار رب لا لاغط لها طاير ولو شبه الهازه ما بليون هورة إد هي والهب شبه والنهور أناط وامزقي أزنها ترتيب الآل مهازن اتكل مود الواثيون إد بهيري زقه قبل قبيلي بسلو زمه لقطن لطن شربون قبون كروخ ودهي مني هون شب الشفياه دهن ساري هون ودهي هم نقريتهم بيشافه دهن هقايق شو بقلقي بإيقار خرب ديقارة وزخوافه الواثن دي لخيل وخي زخمل المنداد هي آمر بهي رزقه ازدهر لي بهب شبه من هرن أنا الواثي خون ديال خون شادر في المنهم يخون القيمين يخون المترسن خون الميثل خون بوثو تشبيه ثها طاي هو بيش بقلي بإيقار ربه افرش وقللوا امر من داد هي كل من ادلا شبق لها طاي هو بيها بشبق ايقار رب لا ذكر سي ابن اثري ليثلي ولا زال بالصوف رب الاقاره امان طول اذهب شب يقبر وقبر يا يومنهم كلهم اثري ابرغ مشبخ من داد هي كلهم ابادي.
أهلا وشكرا لحضورك معنا اليوم مقابلة في CRB. Hello and thanks for coming to the interview today. Okay.
Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Can you tell us who are you and how long have you been here in Jordan?
انا من البصره من جنوب العراق البصره.
I am from Basra, in the south of Iraq. I'm in Jordan since 2016.
Okay. Welcome here in Jordan.
اهلا وسهلا.
Thank you.
هل ممكن أن تخبرنا كم حجم المجتمع المندائي في الأردن? Can you tell us how big is the Mandaean community here in Jordan is?
يتجاوز ال 350 إلى 400 عائلة.
The Mandaean community has 350 to 400 families. Not singular people, families. They are all over Amman, in Hashimi, Shemali, and Marka.
Okay. هل ممكن أن تخبرنا ما هي مكان? Can you tell us what's your religious position in the Mandaean community is?
My position in the Mandaean community is a Ashkenda, which is a religious man akin to status of a priest assistant. I do my duties towards the community to help them.
Very nice. Do you feel that the Mandaean community faces special problems here in Jordan?
اللي متواجدين في عمان المشاكل اللي يواجهونها.
The Mandaean community that is here in Jordan faces the problems of waiting.
يطلب من منظمة الولايات المتحدة.
You know, when refugees apply for the refugee status from the UN and ask to be resettled, traveling via the UNHCR is painfully slow currently.
أبناء الطائفة في عمان.
الله يساعدكم. God be with you. Is the Mandaean community here in Jordan close? Do you gather to celebrate your religious holidays together?
Yes, the Mandaean is a tight-knit community with its people and families, and they gather on religious holidays and on normal days as well.
What is the relationship between Mandaeans and the Jordanians?
Some Mandaean people hold a position in the community, not all, but some.
And what's the relationship between them and Jordanians?
I don't think it's great, and they don't see us in a favorable light.
How do you see the future of Mandaeans in Jordan?
There is no future. We are not settled down, and there is no ability for children to continue their education. You know, when a person settles in a place, they think of their children's future. And in Jordan, we received no help. And when we applied to schools, they asked us for 40 JD per person a month, and if a household has 3 children, that is just too much, especially because we are not allowed to work here as refugees. That's why it's hard to settle here in Jordan.
شكرا من جديد. Thanks again for coming to the interview today.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll leave you with the translation of the Mandaean prayer you listened to. This has been a Collateral podcast, a product of Collateral Repair Project, a grassroots effort to bring much needed assistance to refugees and other victims of war and conflict. Check out our other episodes available on our website and please donate now.
In the name of the all-living, give me your blessing. In this Sunday prayer, I stand on the light of the ether and the great light that entangles. I am Mandaean, the knower of life, the sapling of the great first life. I call upon the virtuous guardian, the Sunday's angel, the light that illuminates the Etherians, to tell him to get up, move, go, get down to the lived lands in that world that's full of births, near the chosen, the good, the honored. Gather them to your flock, ease their minds, be gentle towards them, give them strength and steadiness, so that they can worship and pray to the sole living God. Then Hebshubba, the granter of praise, said to Mandaean, how do you send me to that world that full of births, near the truthful, chosen, from flesh and blood? If they don't respect me and wrong me, then they won't safeguard my reverence, and I won't be forgiven for my sins. Mandaean said to Hebshubba, get up, move, get down to the lived lands in that world that's full of births, near the chosen, the truthful, the honored, the forged out of flesh and blood. Gather them to your flock, ease their minds, and raise them, be gentle to them. Contain and rebuild the 7 Shifyahi, archdemons, and their demons, imps, jinn, and evil creatures, so that they can forgive your sins and misdeeds, and with great reverence they will safeguard you. Victory be with us, and be your ally. Then he said to the truthful chosen, be gentle towards the radiant Hebshubba. It's I who sent him near you, so he can enlighten, straighten, and ease your minds, and bring you prayers and glorification of God. Forgive his sins and misdeeds. With great reverence safeguard him. Then Mandaean exclaimed and announced, whoever doesn't forgive Hebshubba's sins and misdeeds with great reverence does not safeguard him, won't have a place among the Etherians, and won't see the great Sema, the mother of life, because Hebshubba is the most revered, the greatest, the most gorgeous, and shines the brightest among the Etherians. Blessed and praised be Mandaean, and everlasting be him, and may the all-living bless all good deeds. Amen.